All right, and we are live. What is going on, my specialist SPC here, and welcome back to the John Carpenter Watch Series. So guys, today I have a guest here for the next film. We have got none other than Ledger Forever. How are you doing, man? Thanks so much for popping on.
Oh, hey, happy to. Thank you so much for the invite. Always happy to go on a John Carpenter kick. I need to get on to more of his movies, but happy that I got to this one. This is my favorite one that I've seen of his.
Sweet. So I guess as of now, since you haven't seen any, and I know you're a bit younger than I am, so it's kind of your history with John Carpenter as of now.
My first movie with him was Halloween, and so I had always heard about him, and I knew how respected he was in the horror field, so I've been going more into his filmography. I started with The Thing, and I told you I haven't seen many of his movies, so yeah, I think it's just this one. So I have seen those two, and I need to get on to more of them. I believe the escape movies from New York and LA, and what's the other one with Kurt Russell? Big Trouble in Little China. Big Trouble in Little China. Those ones are the ones I'm wanting to get onto.
All right. Well, yeah, I'm. Let's see, because I know Friday is Christine. I love that movie so much. Oh man,
that's another one I need to get onto. I've been wanting to find somewhere to watch that. Look good.
Oh, it's worth it. It's as of now with everything I've seen, it's top 3.
Wasn't it based on a Stephen King short story or novel?
Stephen King novel, a full novel.
Oh, so. The only one I've read from him is Pet Sematary.
Okay, got a lot to catch up on, man.
Oh man, it's a really good book.
Yeah. Oh, we'll address the chat here a little bit. We got Film Kid here. What's going on?
Film Kid, Frankie.
Frankie Mega World. The View with Drew. What's going
True.
on? And Frankie, finally, I can chat to Ledger on my main channel. Yeah, Gory Tiger. What's going on? Ledger likes in his teens.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah, Connor Productions. Sup, Ledger. How are things?
They're good. I woke up feeling a little under the weather. I'm feeling a little better now, but hopefully this movie should make me feel better. It is one of my favorites. As of now, it's right below the top 10, but it's one of the movies that I've watched and repeatedly keeps going into my top 10 the most.
Yeah, this isn't quite there for me. It's in my top 20 favorite horror films of all time. It's not quite top 10 yet, but maybe someday we'll see.
Oh yeah, it definitely is a movie that it really goes well with paranoia. Only it really made me paranoid about the first time I watched it because I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know anything about who anyone was, so I didn't trust anyone. I didn't even trust Kurt Russell, and that's probably the best experience you can have.
That's for sure.
Give me 1 second.
Okay. And Frankie, is it a hot take to say Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade is better than the original?
Heck no.
I don't think so.
Nope. There's a good amount of people that like it more than Raiders, and on some days I am too.
Yeah. We got Jason from Backtrack Cinema. Hey, my dudes, what's
Jason.
going on?
Hey, good to see you.
Top 3 horror films for me.
Yep. I agree with that. It goes back and forth between this and Jaws for my favorite.
Okay. Interesting. So, all right, you guys, we are going to hop into The Thing. Obviously, if you guys know, I might be a couple seconds behind since I got to switch screens here. But as you guys see, obviously, we have the timer next to us. So you guys should stay caught up with us. And yeah, I suppose let's get into John Carpenter's The Thing.
Do you just have us start at the same time, or what time do we start? Like,
I usually count down from 5, and I'm at the 0 minute, 0 second mark. So,
in that case, proceed.
All right. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Unpopular opinion, I think the Temple of Doom is the worst Indiana Jones film.
I certainly like it more than the last two, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull and Dial of Destiny, but I think it's good. I think that the top 2 are phenomenal. I'm not, and the other ones are just like, they're entertainment. But I don't have enough of a relationship with those 3 to really be angry about that.
Hot take, that's actually my favorite Indiana Jones is the Temple of Doom. I love that one so much.
I know you're a horror movie fan, so I assume that based on all like the rituals and stuff and the heart ripping scene, I predicted that would be your favorite. It's Jason's favorite. It's Nick's favorite. If you like horror, it's usually a lot of people's favorite.
Yes.
I rest my case.
Connor, you guys streaming from Austin's channel as well because some messages aren't on Ledger's stream.
Yeah, I did something. StreamYard said that I could stream it over on my channel as well so that my audience would know this is going on because my community is not working right now, my community tab. So I did that. So it is over on my channel too. So yes. So you would definitely want to come to Austin's channel.
The Last Crusade is my favorite Indiana Jones movie. Temple of Doom is Jason's favorite. Too dark for my taste.
I agree with that. That's one of the reasons why I'm not as high.
The worst is Crystal Skull. I still like Crystal Skull. It's easily the weakest, though.
I agree with that. I think it's fine, but yeah, it is definitely the worst. Yeah. I love this repeated score that it has, just like that dong, dong, that it has the entire movie.
Yeah, man, that's why John Carpenter nails things. Just simplicity is just he just does it the best out of anybody I've seen so far.
I think in both of my reviews, I called this a movie and Halloween. I said that like John Carpenter, he's the master of brilliance with simplicity.
Yes.
Better than overcomplicating everything.
You got that right. So when did you first watch this movie?
Let me check. I have it on Letterboxd. It was this year. I know that. It was I think it was in right around summer of this year.
Okay.
So I'm relatively new to it. Okay, let's see. It was April 26th. So
Oh,
in
okay.
April. So like right before summer.
Okay. Man, my buddy Ethan, he showed me this like 4 years ago, and oh my,
You're cutting out a little bit. Can you still hear me? Oh, great. That's just what I need. Internet trouble. Okay. Can you still hear me?
I can, yeah.
Okay, yeah, you cut out for a second. So what were you saying?
Yeah.
I heard you right around you saying that your buddy introduced you to this somehow.
Yeah, he showed me this, and man, the first time I watched this was a lot to take in.
In a good way or a bad way?
In between, because I really didn't know what to expect with this movie, especially like this opening part. I looked at him like, "Why the hell are they shooting at a dog?" It's like, just keep watching.
That was what confused me too. I had no clue what was going on.
What's your guys' favorite movie, and what do you guys think is the worst movie ever made?
Now, those are two interesting questions. You want to go first?
Best movie, Jurassic Park. Worst movie goes back and forth. It's either Halloween 5 or Terminator Genesis for me.
Well, I mean, I can't really argue with worst movie because I mean I've only seen Terminator Genesis uh, and I have not seen Halloween 5, and Jurassic Park is an admirable choice. For me, my Die Hard is my favorite movie, and I am so waiting December so that I can have my excuse to start my McLean Monday challenge, where I could essentially just watch that movie on repeat every single Monday, and no one can really get on to me for it. And the worst movie is keeps going. That's another one that I keep having to shift it because I keep watching terrible movies. At the moment, it's actually one that was released this year called Mousetrap. It is a movie where Mickey Mouse is a horror movie villain. They did the Winnie the Pooh effect
I
on
want
him.
to see that.
Oh man, it had one of the dumbest, most like what on earth endings ever, and not in the good way. It's like, who allowed this? It's a unbelievable train wreck.
Okay.
Really.
Hot take: Thor: The Dark World is not bottom 8 MCU movies. Not great, but for nostalgia. Okay.
I have nostalgia for it, but I would probably say it is one of my least favorites.
And can you put a link to the channel in the chat so I can subscribe to it?
Can you do that? Somehow YouTube's been having problems with me a little bit lately. Are you able to link your channel?
I should be able to. And Jason feels old. He watched this back in 1987.
Oh man. Here we go.
Favorite Avengers Infinity War, worst Buried.
Probably saying Age of Ultron is and that he wants to bury it.
Favorite best movie, Rocky. Worst, Madman. Okay. And it's tough to say what my favorite movie is, but the worst movie I've ever seen is Shrek 3. Okay.
I don't exactly really I'm not angry with that statement. I can't stand any of the Shrek movies. Especially 2 and 3.
Interesting.
That's one of the ones that I get the most hate about because 2 is a fan favorite.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
Yeah, but that's not my type of humor. It's really stupid humor, and I don't like stupid humor a lot of the time. The one time I know I really have enjoyed it is Anchorman.
I hate Will Ferrell, so.
Oh, I like him sometimes. Sometimes he does get on my nerves, though. Also, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I love that moment where the guy just like he pulls the handle out of the grenade, then accidentally throws it away. It's so stupid.
I laughed the first time I saw this.
Yeah.
Leave the dog alone.
That's exactly my point. Kill all the men you want. The dog is innocent. The only problem is the thing is the dog.
True.
All the same, I still kind of want it to live just because it is taking the shape of a dog.
Oh, okay. So Buried with Ryan Reynolds, that movie. Oh, okay. So that was the worst movie is Buried. Okay. Got it.
It's a horror. It's a horror movie that he starred in.
Yes,
kind of horror thriller.
Yeah. Jason, comedy is so subjective. You definitely got that right.
True that.
I can't say this is a hot take, but I prefer Returns over 89. I'm talking about the Michael Keaton Batman movies. I hear that one a lot.
Yeah, I do too. But I'm a big Christmas fan, so I lean more towards Returns than 89 too. So Connor, you're not alone. Although I'm so shocked at the fact that Batman's a side character in both of those movies, and he's supposed to be he's named after the movie, and he's barely in them.
Yes.
Joker, Penguin, and Catwoman, I think, get more screen time than he does.
Yeah.
That's kind of my problem, I think, with the Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises, because as great as those villains are in that movie, they do overshadow Batman. Like Joker, everyone talks about Joker in the Dark Knight. Very rarely do people talk about Batman.
That's true. And the
Especially
movie's literally called The Dark Knight.
Yeah, and then Bane, he got a lot of the spotlight, even though they completely trumped his character in the end. With how they end his fate with the Dark Knight Rises, I still hate the way they end him.
Yeah, I've never been a fan of that part.
No, I haven't either. I think it's an awesome movie at certain moments, but a lot of the time it falls apart. Okay. Have you ever heard of Saved by the Bell?
Oh, yeah.
Have you watched it?
Back when I was a kid.
Do you remember the first season, the one that had the teacher, Miss Bliss?
Oh, dude, it's been so long since I've watched that. The only teacher kind of character I remember is Mr. Belding. I don't remember anybody else, really.
I've been re-binging the series because I love that series so much. It's my favorite show. The one with the pink shirt on, he actually is in that show. I just realized it because I went through that. I've been going through it. I'm on season 3 right now. I started a week or two ago. And so he plays a character called Milo in the first season. And so I just now was like, wait, is that? And then I just got that light bulb moment.
Oh, what the hell? Yeah, I realize that a lot with a lot of these these Carpenter movies. I'm like, oh, hey, I've seen him in something. I've seen him in something.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen just about a lot of movies in like Halloween and The Thing with people in it. Of course, Kurt Russell, but Jamie Lee Curtis, and I believe there's someone in that cast that I know from like a very small role or something. I need to rewatch it though, just to see.
Yeah, once you get to like The Fog, it's a very star-studded cast in that.
I hear very mixed things about The Fog sometimes. Some people really like it. Some people, just not for them.
I really like it. Oh no, we did that one already. I do think Nicholson's Joker was a better villain than DeVito's Penguin. Both were still pretty good, though.
I agree with that. DeVito's Penguin was just weird.
Yes.
Although I like him.
I saw Gladiator 2. It's amazing. Not ask, good ask. Do you original one?
I think he's trying to say, have we seen the original? If so, do we like it?
I have seen the original The Thing, if that's what you're asking. Because it looks.
I think he means for Gladiator since he was just talking about it.
Oh, I haven't seen Gladiator, no. It takes a lot for me to want to watch a period piece type of movie, but it is one I'd like to get off my list at some point.
I think you would really like it. It's very epic in scale, even if it is just a period piece. I'm guessing you also haven't seen Braveheart then?
Yes, we watched that in high school. We had to watch it for history class, so that's the only time I've seen it.
What do you think of it then?
I didn't mind it. It was okay. I mean, I don't know. Again, a movie I wouldn't rush to get back to.
What's his name died recently? I think he's talking about someone in this movie. I honestly have no clue. The cast I'm not very familiar with besides Kurt Russell. Kurt Russell dies, I will know, but just about everyone else, I have no clue.
The only person I know who's died recently here was Tony Todd.
Tony Todd? Tony Todd is in this movie. Oh, yeah, and I just remembered that he also did die recently.
Open StreamYard? Oh, okay. DeVito's Penguin compared to Colin Farrell.
They are a lot of things. Comparable is not a word that you can use on them. They are unbelievably different. One is like a mob type person. The other is like basically a human penguin hybrid that eats like just to eat a guy's nose in a certain scene. They are so different.
Yes. Okay, Gladiator 2, not as good as the original. Okay.
There's no way. Oh, Braveheart is crazy. It is.
Looking forward to Gladiator 2. I don't know when I'll see it, but I'll see it at some point.
I should be going to an employee screening for it at my theater on Thursday. Hopefully.
Oh, Saved by the Bell, the nerd who died. That's
Dustin Diamond. He played Screech.
Yes, he's been gone for quite a long time.
One of my favorite characters. He gets all irritating at certain moments, but that's kind of the point of him. But he's also a good character a lot of the time.
Farrell's Penguin was better, in my opinion.
If I turn off my face cam at any moment, just for a little bit, then just know that's intentional.
Gotcha.
But yeah, Farrell is a much better Penguin than DeVito. Have you seen the prequel to this?
Yes.
Does it lead into this one well? Because I've been told that this is that if you watch them back to back, it does a really good job of foreshadowing.
It does do a pretty good job. You get the same feel to a degree as this movie. It does lead in pretty well. Just note that everything, all the creatures are all CGI.
Yeah, I know that. I've seen clips of them. They look awful.
Awful's being nice.
Yeah, I still don't know why you would remake a movie with what's considered to be the greatest practical effects of all time and you CG the whole thing. That is, you would have to be brain dead to have that idea.
Well, the funny part is they were going to do practical,
Oh
but
yeah,
I don't know if
I
there's
heard
like
about
a
that.
budget restraint or something. So then they're like, no, let's just
I
do
think it was the
digital. It's
studio.
cheaper.
I think it was the studio because a lot of the time, like CGI was starting to get really handy and was starting to get really famous. So I believe the studio mandated it. But I believe
Yeah.
there are set photos online that you can see of practical effects.
Yeah.
Yes, sad.
Sad he passed.
That was how I got introduced to it. It was on playing all the time on cable when I moved where I am now. And so I just kept watching that thing every Sunday and all the breaks. And after each episode, they would play a thing that said, "Rest in peace, Dustin Diamond." Yeah.
Sad. Scene where Danny DeVito's penguin in Returns, where he bit the one guy's nose off, looked like he was kissing him.
I wish that was it. That would certainly be more grounded.
Yeah.
Just have a human bite another human's nose off. You're not Hannibal Lecter. I see someone just entered the chat. I've got a bone to pick with them.
Oh boy. We get the movie ranker. What's up, guys? Just editing a Quiet Place ranking. Thought I'd stop in and say hi. What's going on, Nick?
Yeah, so after I woke up from my nap to try and see if I was feeling better, I went on to Letterboxd just curious, and I saw in his activity what he rated a certain A Quiet Place movie that I love really low. So I am not happy. So it's going to be really hard to hear. Wait, have you seen them? The A Quiet Place movies?
I haven't seen the newest one, but I've seen the other two.
Day one. Oh, day one was good.
Yeah, I need to see it.
Since I am working at a theater, so when that came out, that was really annoying. So it's a quiet movie, huh? And when you're delivering stuff, you try not to interrupt the movie. So it's really hard to try not to interrupt a movie when the entire movie basically is quiet.
Yeah.
Most employees hated that.
Yeah. Me and a couple friends went to the first one, and God, it was seriously so quiet, and there was just us and like three other people, and he had a freaking box of candy, and he opened it up, and it's in another bag, so he's sitting there like trying so hard to like open it quietly, but it's just getting louder. I'm like, dude, just open the bag already, God.
Yeah,
Oh,
that is so funny.
yeah. I don't know what the hell it is, but it's weird and pissed off. Whatever it is.
Isn't that a quote from this movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Day
Yeah.
one.
I didn't want to spoil anything just for the people that were going to watch it, but yeah, it is day one. He was
Okay.
not a fan, apparently.
What's your guys' favorite movie? And what do you think is the worst movie of the year?
Favorite movie of the year and least favorite movie of the year. Huh. Are you going first or am I?
It don't matter if you want.
Again, I already hinted at it, but least favorite movie of the year is the Mickey Mouse horror movie Mousetrap. Hated that thing to death. And favorite movie of the year is currently Deadpool and Wolverine, but Alien Romulus is a close contender for second.
Geez. Man, I gotta look. I feel like I had something else in last place, but
I hope you have something else in last place because otherwise I think I know what your last place is.
Yeah, I have to. I haven't gone to many movies this year. Okay.
You caught anything on streaming?
No, not really. The worst movie of the year is Imaginary. Like that, I don't. That's not even a
Oh,
question for me. That movie was rough,
that was a
like very rough.
disaster.
And
I did-
best movie of the year, Dune Part Two.
That's an admirable choice. That was a very interesting movie.
Love it.
And it's got a dedicated fan base.
Yes.
There's
Also
people out there waiting to
returns.
get a tattoo on their arm saying Dune Part 2, probably.
Probably. I'm sure there's some guy out there.
Yeah, I know. I'm friends with him.
Deadpool and Alien are my tops. Worst is Strangers Chapter 1 with Madam Web close behind.
I thought Strangers Chapter 1 was bad. I didn't think it was worse than Madam Web was. At least I could tolerate Strangers. Madam Web was an utter disaster. And the sad part
Yeah.
is, we just got the trailer for Kraven the Hunter in theaters, so it confirmed that Sony wasn't just pulling a prank on us. That thing is coming out. I was badly hoping that they were actually just like pranking us just to be funny because of how bad Madam Web was, but nope. They are still gonna make crap and put it in front of us. That thing is gonna lose millions of dollars. Hopefully soon they can get the message that we do not want it.
Yeah, I hope so.
I'm surprised the chat's this active. They're never this active when it's for me.
Godzilla -1.
That one's been confusing me. Some people have been saying it's from this year, and other people are saying it was in 2023 because I remember it came out in 2023, but there's some people that were probably on different parts of the globe that I think it was released differently that year. So,
Well, they are re-releasing it this year too.
oh, then I might want to catch it. It's one of my boss's favorite movies. When he interviewed me, he said that he loved it.
It's good.
His favorite movie is Interstellar, but he also loves Inglourious Bastards.
Oh, okay. My favorite movie of the year is Dune Part 2. Deadpool 3 is a close second. The worst movie of the year for me easily is Madam Web.
Madam Web would be my bottom 5. I know that.
Deadpool Wolverine is number 1. What superhero movies prefer serious or dramatic or funny and full of comedy? Serious for me.
I agree, serious because Deadpool's my second favorite comic book movie, but my third favorite is I think the Batman, and that's a serious and dramatic movie at a lot of moments. And then my favorite movie is like Drew has hinted here, Logan, and that is the definition of a serious and dramatic movie. So that's one of the reasons I love it so much. I like movies that go deep and are not afraid to push boundaries like Logan repeatedly does.
Yes.
I rewatched it very recently and it's like, man, it is so good.
It's been a long time since I've seen it, but
Did you see it when it came out?
I think when it released on like digital, I think I rented it.
You should definitely give it a rewatch. It's a sad one for sure, but it is really good.
Yeah. Got Not JPEG back once again. SBC in chat. How's it going? What's going on, man? That creature, you see that in the Thing prequel.
That's what I assumed because I assumed that would be there.
Yeah.
I like the way that they continue with this movie. Basically, I've been told that all of them are just so bleak and depressing. So no one survives in any of these movies. Like even Kurt Russell in this, there's no way he got out. We know he dies by some point. Either the Thing kills him or he freezes to death.
Yes. Unless you play the PlayStation 2 The Thing game.
There's a Thing game. You can get out in the Thing game?
Yeah, in that game, it shows that Kurt Russell is the Thing, but they've never confirmed that he's actually the Thing in the movie. So I think was just a little fan thing, so they could get the game going.
the guy that ends up being with him, I always assumed he was the thing simply because there's things that hint at that, like when they're outside, Kurt Russell, you can tell he's breathing in the snow and like you can see the frost breath. The other guy, he's not drinking and he's not doing any of that. And there's like little subtle hints. So I think that game was just trying to do something else.
Yeah.
I would be very shocked if Kurt Russell was the thing because that would be very dumb based on the thing that they establish.
Yeah. Oh, God, I hate this scene so much. The first time I
Dogs are
saw
my
this, man.
dogs and babies are my one weakness, so just that is not something I like. That's the
Yeah,
only time where what?
the first time I watched this, man, my jaw was on the floor for like minutes on end.
Yeah, I actually will say that was exactly the same with me. I was shocked at the way that they transformed him. Oh, the dog.
Yeah. Oh.
That was some gnarly visuals. I'm interested to see. A friend of mine, she wanted to watch this movie and she wanted to show it to her mom, so I gave her the 4K of it. So I'm wanting to, whenever she does watch it, I'm wanting to see what she thinks of this scene
Oh, yeah.
because I know she does like dogs, and this goes very extreme.
Oh, God. Still to this day, man, this scene just gives me the chills.
The way that the snout just like falls out, that's
Ugh.
oh man.
God, I hate it. I hate it.
I don't know what I'm more afraid of, the fact that I really get chills from this scene or the fact that I went to the theater to watch Terrifier 3 and I was mostly fine. Because Terrifier 3 offs many kids, but this scene is so much worse than anything in that movie.
Yeah.
I don't care about any of the kids, just leave dogs alone. Although it's my least favorite scene based on the one I'm wanting to watch, but it does give one of the best effects where it's one of the most one of the best scenes where like Kurt Russell and them like look at the thing and it's like roaring and all that.
Yeah.
That's still to this day probably my favorite scene in this movie. If not, it's in the competition. Give me a sec.
What's you guys' favorite holiday? Mine's Halloween.
Mine is Christmas. Although I do love Halloween too.
And then The Thing versus the Blob. Which organism wins?
1 second.
Oh, I don't know. I'd have to think about that one.
I've only seen the original Blob, so it's been a long. Let me think.
Oh, dude, the remake of the Blob. Holy hell! Ooh, you want some good practical effects? There's some good practical effects in that movie.
That's what I've been told, but the original, I'm trying to think. What were the powers of the Blob again?
I think it's like if it hits electricity or something, it grows. I think I can't really remember.
This scene.
Yeah.
Work of art. Okay, but what was the question? Which was it more dangerous or just more intimidating? What was which
Just
organism?
which organism wins?
That's hard to say because based on what we learn here, the thing is continuously destroyed and it never dies. It like they burn it with a flamethrower, shoot it repeatedly. They put in an explosion. They destroy that thing over and over again, and it doesn't die. Although the same thing relatively happens with the blob, so it's going to be a close call if anything. But I'd probably say I'd probably give the edge to The Thing simply because by the rules they establish here, technically The Thing could just infect the blob or something.
Oh my god, the blob thing. Oh god.
Yeah, I just like take a gun, end it all. I would be
Yes.
significantly that would be significantly kinder than what would happen to us if we had to deal with that thing.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is such good effects.
That's my favorite character right there, man. I love
Which one?
Childs.
Oh, Childs. Child was one
Other
of the people that was highest on my character list of people that were probably going to be the thing.
Oh, okay.
Just
Other
didn't
isolation horror movies you like?
isolated horror. It's a very I gotta look at my list of horror movies because okay, no, I think I know my answer. So you want to go first?
I mean, man, there's so many for me. Like that's one of my favorite types of horror. The Strangers, Alien, When a Stranger Calls, the remake,
Ooh.
not the original. So those are the only three I can think of at the top of my head.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of the Strangers movies. I like the first two. I'm just not I don't love them. But they have some of the dumbest characters in cinematic history. That's one of the things that I do not like about them. And Strangers Chapter 1, they just up that continuously to where you can't like these characters because they are so stupid. And so Alien I would say, and the one that I don't know if you would can count this as isolated horror. I do. The Shining.
Yeah, yeah, that's an isolated horror.
Like just takes place in that like is it a hotel?
Yeah, I can't believe
Yeah,
I
so
didn't think
yeah,
about
I
The
would just
Shining.
say that. So The Shining and Alien are like my two favorites. I love those.
The Batman or the Penguin show? The Batman.
I haven't got on to the Penguin yet. You've seen the Penguin?
I've seen the first three episodes.
What do you think?
It's not bad. It's definitely not the Batman level, but it's not bad.
Oh, I love it. Hey, love the Batman.
Yes. Good choice. How many Mountain Dew flavors have you tried?
I haven't tried anything. I haven't tried any Mountain Dew. I don't like most sodas or things like that.
Interesting. Uh, I don't know. That's way too many to count right now. Connor's favorite is Christmas. I
Oh,
respect it. I don't like it, but I respect it.
you don't like Christmas?
Oh no, man! I had a bad year. A lot of bad stuff happened, like back to back, right before Christmas happened.
Which year?
2009.
Oh, the year
That
I
was
was born.
that
So you
was a
must. So,
that was a rough
so I'll be
Christmas.
a living reminder of that.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Yeah, I'm out.
It's okay. I've seen all the Penguin episodes. I think the Batman is better.
I need to get onto that show. My buddy of mine said it's insane.
Wilford Brimley. You know who Wilford Brimley is?
No, I do not.
Oh man, oh you gotta. There's like old commercials. He's known as the diabetes guy.
That's a weird title to be known as. Why, may I ask? Did he have
That's what
diabetes?
Yeah, he actually had diabetes. It was an actual commercial. He'd just come on. Hi, I'm Wilford Brimley, and I have diabetes. That's how he'd say it.
Huh. That is a very odd place. That's a very odd thing to refer as.
Yeah, it's an old commercial. He is on Twitch or just YouTube? I'm on both.
What's Twitch again?
It's more for like gaming,
Oh,
live
then
stream.
yeah, I have an account. I just don't use it.
I was born in 2010. You guys are making me feel so old. Better sequel that should have happened: Freddy versus Jason 2 or Freddy versus Jason versus Ash. Versus Ash, not even a question.
Oh, I have not seen Freddy vs. Jason. I wanted to, but oh man, that would be awesome seeing Freddy versus Jason versus Ash. Like I love Evil Dead so much, so just seeing Ash join the wrestling match, that would be awesome.
Yeah, that was actually supposed. They were talking about a sequel, and that was going to be the sequel. But there is a comic book series if you'd like to look at that of Freddy versus Jason.
Where they roughed it out.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Zappy Live, sup boys? Not much, man. How you doing? And Thread would like a link to the channel.
Which one?
I'm assuming yours, maybe.
Are you able to do that? Because, like I said, wait, hold on. Wait, I think it's gonna let me. Come on. Okay, then. Okay, I think I can now. Give me a sec.
Yeah.
Let's see if this works.
Connor, I thought Ledger was somewhere in his 20s.
Several people at work thought that too. I remember one person that was in charge of cleaning at there. I told him I was 15. He was like, "What? I thought you were in your like mid 20s." It's mostly because I'm 6'3", but a lot of people always think that I'm a lot older than I am.
Damn.
Yeah, I know. It's one of the things I just love to just continuously remind people about, that I look so much older than I am. At least when you see me. Okay.
Then Zappy, looks like you're watching one of my all-time favorites tonight.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Fantastic movie.
Oh yeah.
Not JPEG. Thoughts on the female Silver Surfer appearing in the new version of the Fantastic Four?
Is it bad that I didn't know that was that I didn't know that was the thing?
Well, that makes two of us because I have not kept up with Marvel very much lately.
I have not either, although I don't want that to happen because that's going to make people online will not shut up if that happens. I deal with those people enough using that W word that I consider to be a swear word. I do not need more of that. I thought Deadpool and Wolverine would finally get those people to shut up, and nope, we're getting it again.
Me, man, I don't care either way. It's as long as the character is played how the character is supposed to be. I don't care personally, but
yeah, it's not like they even did a phenomenal job with him. The Rise in the Silver Surfer, he's a mediocre character at best. He's never been a phenomenal character in that.
Yeah. Fandom, is this the original? Didn't they do a remake? So technically, this is actually the remake compared to the
this is a remake.
God, was it 56 or 58? I think it is.
It was. I think it was 56. I think it was mid 50s.
Yeah.
It's the original movie is called The Thing from Another World.
Yes.
I'm not as high on that title because I think it kind of gives away the fact that it is an alien. I like it more mysterious because we can obviously know it's an alien, but I just love the way that it's just called The Thing, so it's more mysterious.
Yes. I went trick-or-treating with my friends on Halloween. This was my last year going. People were saying that we were too old. A friend of mine saying, did we age bad?
You're never too old for stuff like that. At least, I mean, sometimes I am, but I mean, I'm 15 years old, so.
Zappy Live remake was really good also. I actually like the prequel. I don't think it's as bad as everybody else's.
Doesn't look terrible. I love the Mary Elizabeth Winstead. I love her as an actress, so she's the thing I'm looking forward to seeing in most because I think she's, even in bad movies like Death Proof, I still really enjoy her. I'm happy Jason's not here. He would have been very angry because I know he really likes Death Proof. I still don't understand why. That's easily what most people agree is the worst Tarantino movie, but somehow Pulp Fiction is not a movie that he particularly enjoys.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Then not JPEG, Last House on the Left, original or 2009. I have not seen
Haven't seen
one
either.
of them.
Oh, good. Both of us.
Yes.
Both of us are uncultured in that.
Yes.
Score. It's good to be ignorant.
I know my dad's got the remake, but I don't know. I've seen some clips of the original. I don't know. It looks a little too gritty for me, I think.
Yeah, movies like I'm not the biggest fan of that type of cinema. I think Texas Chainsaw Massacre is fine, but especially the last 30 minutes, it really starts to give me a headache.
Yes, I would highly agree. My two biggest problems with that movie is Franklin and Sally and her constant screaming for the last entire act.
Oh, yeah, Franklin I think is annoying, and Sally, it's a respectable movie, but I think on Letterboxd they gave it like a 3.5. So there's people out for blood.
It's not for everybody, man.
It's not like I hate it. It's not fully my thing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm Team Kurt Russell all the way. Don't really remember the remake. Need to check it out. I think it's worth it.
Mm-hmm. The thing that confuses me based on what you said that the video game Kurt Russell is the villain, the thing that I would wonder is when did the thing infect him and if the thing was actually the thing earlier on and that Kurt Russell in this is like right now the thing and he's like playing along just to or trying to trick everyone. Or
Yeah,
at least
man,
somehow not to the blood test.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I watched this movie so closely and I try to even pick out the moments when somebody gets assimilated and I don't know, I still can't figure it out.
I can't either. It's like there's moments that kind of hint toward it, but I think John Carpenter was intentionally making it to where you can't figure it out so that there's more of a mystery.
Yeah, that's what once again builds the suspense.
Yep. Please tell me that thing wasn't a human that's disfigured that body.
It used to be, yes.
Oh, brother. That dead body is like something that Art the Clown himself would personally tip his hat to based on how just disfigured that thing is. Because he disfigures everyone. Even the children that he goes after in those movies he disfigures. Is that something that you don't like, watching children die?
It depends on the kid.
How do you
I know
mean?
God, there's one horror movie, man, like that whole movie. I'm just like, God, this kid needs to die. And then he finally does. I never have been so happy before in my life. That's terrible to say, but oh man.
Although sometimes I kind of agree with you. It depends on the movie, but there are times where I agree. But
yeah, the kid either needs to be annoying or it needs to fit the story. So like Georgie dying in the beginning of it.
But, yeah, that fits the story. Something, but I don't like it when they do just for shock value, like AVP Requiem. The entire plot when they do the kids, that's just to create shock value. It has no reason to be there. Especially you do a chest burster scene of all of them. Of all the things to kill them off with, you do a face hugger and chest burster. That is going too far.
Yeah. Kurt Russell thing is the classic. Thought I would never like the newer remake, but I enjoyed it a lot. I really do, man. I think it's very overhated. CGI aside, I think it goes so damn well with this movie.
I've been told I need to watch them back to back.
Yes, it's worth the back-to-back watch. This guy reminds me of Hyde from that '70s show.
Hmm. The Thing is probably second to Art the Clown of the horror like icon I would want to encounter the least. Either that or the Xenomorph would be number two. Because
Okay.
the is the only thing because Art he would disfigure me badly because like even then I if it wasn't actually no even then because you have nowhere to be safe because Michael in like 2018 he spares a baby although I'm not a baby but he does often actually no I really am afraid of most horror icons because quite a few of them do not care about killing kids. Michael like cracks a kid's neck in 2018 so the Thing, I do not want to have people around me supposedly trying to kill me with someone other's face when it's an alien. You have the Xenomorph that bleeds something that'll kill me. It can kill me. It's fast. It's very vicious. Predator would be significantly lower because they have rules. Like they don't actually attack children. That's one of the reasons why Naru doesn't get killed in Prey. Because like when she's in the bear trap, he spares her. So like he has rules. But Art is a mean one. Also,
I mean,
I don't know if I don't know if it just sounds dumb, but also because every time he kills someone, he's like laughing and enjoying the heck out of it. So I would much rather be killed by someone that is just has like a straight face like Michael versus someone that is like actively taking like joy in dismembering me in the most brutal, sick way possible. It sounds so stupid, but it is just so. It's just for me. I just that's just me. What about you?
oh man, I mean, even though I'm not a big fan of the first Rob Zombie Halloween movie, I'd say Rob
Oh,
Zombie's version of Michael Myers. Oh no, Michael Myers is the only horror icon that's ever followed me into my nightmares, and even still does to this day. So like, I'm terrified of him still. But
I have seen clips. He is a mean, mean Michael.
yes, especially when you get to Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, like he is. That is one vicious Michael Myers.
What would you say is more? Which one would you say Michael's? Well, I mean, is a more violent Halloween movie, Kills or Rob Zombie's Halloween 2?
It's really a coin flip, but I'd barely lean to Kills because like the scene when he kills Big John up in the
Oh, that one.
that
That one.
room
I
with
had no.
this.
I have a lot of spoilers in there for certain movies. I had no clue what was going to happen to Big John. So just seeing Michael eye doing an eye gouge is one thing. That eye gouge is like even. Have you ever heard of Cody Leach?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, so he's a big horror fan. He sees horror movies all the time, and he even said, even for eye gouges, that is one of the most brutal and vicious he's ever seen. That one is unbelievable. Just the way that Michael just does that. And that's some really good practical effects you get in that scene. Just the way that you can see like the eye sockets. Oh,
yeah. It's pretty stomach churning.
that's not what I would want to be in. It's like I like movies, man. Don't touch my eyes.
Don't touch my eyes, please.
Take all
Uh,
the limbs you want from me, but at least let me
yes.
watch my movies.
I would agree with the xenomorph because yeah, if you hit that thing the wrong way, yeah, you're still gonna die, and that would still really suck. That'd be not the best way to go.
I like how they do that in Alien Romulus, where you have where the it shows that the acid burns through, even though they wound one or kill it, like still people die because like it shreds them. So that's
Yeah,
really hard. So that's why if I had to pick Xenomorph or Predator, I'm like Predator, please. At least one of those things is much more likely to spare me.
Yeah.
Because there's many times where it's able to kill someone, but since they're unarmed, it will leave them alone. So it's only going after like really masculine soldiers, something I am not. I am not an Arnold, so it's like it has no reason to fear me. So it's like that's an easy choice.
Ever seen Bloody Murder, where Trevor Morehouse is a ripoff of Jason Voorhees? I've never even heard of that movie.
I haven't either. I'm not a
And
big Friday the 13th guy. I've only seen the first 3.
Oh man, you got to get to part 4. That's the best one in my opinion.
I mean, I've seen part of part 4. I've seen like the first half of part 4.
Okay.
I need to finish it though.
Have I mentioned that Idle Hands is getting a remake? I did not hear about that.
What's Idle Hands?
It's a horror comedy. It's got Devon Sawa. His hand is like possessed by the devil and stuff.
That
like,
does that have Jessica Alba?
Yeah, Jessica Alba. Seth Green is in it.
Oh, Seth Green. I didn't know that. But yeah, then I've heard of it. I have not seen it.
It's been years since I've seen it, man. It's a wild movie.
Fatal Attraction. I have not seen either.
I'd have to say Basic Instinct because that's the only one that I have seen out of those. Zappy says Basic Instinct as well. Predator is nasty. Yeah.
Yeah. When he wants to be, he is brutal.
I'm excited for Badlands, man. I hope it's good.
Oh yeah, Western is one of my favorite genres, and they basically have said that Badlands is supposed to be Predator in the Wild West. It's like, sign me up. I'm there immediately.
And apparently the Predators actually are like hero we're going to be following from what they've been saying.
Hold on. What? Oh, well, I mean, what do you mean by hero?
He's like the main character we're going to be following through the movie. Apparently, he's like the main protagonist, supposedly.
Considering that thing does not speak English, I do not want another Minion scenario. It's one of my main problems with Minions. You can't understand a word they're saying, so it's like they're so dumb. But I'm hoping to get like Predator.
Man.
Sorry about that.
Oh, you're good.
So I was saying that Badlands, I'm hoping for like Predator mixed with 310 to Yuma, which I don't think you would have seen.
That one I haven't seen yet, no.
So it's like this awesome, badass Christian Bale, Russell Crowe Western movie. Have you seen many Westerns?
I've seen Back to the Future Part 3.
That is not a good place to start. That is not a Western.
I know.
Django Unchained?
Django Unchained, yes, I've seen that.
It's a weird Western, but it's a Western.
Yes.
I was rewatched half of it, and I was like, yeah, this is a hard R movie. Yeah, that is what Tarantino does best.
I'm excited to see what his last movie is going to be.
We were supposed to already we had what it was going to be, but then he canceled it.
Predator is amazing if he fights with his dreadlocks and stuff. Best and worst Dwayne Johnson movies.
I can't think of many that he's been in. I don't like. I mean, I wouldn't say I don't like it. The ones that I'm not a big fan of that I know of are Black Adam and probably the one I do not, and Jumanji: The Next Level. I'm not a big fan of either one of those.
Okay.
And favorite that he's been in. I know it's not my favorite for sure, but I can't think of any. So maybe you will think of a really good one and I'll default to that answer. But the one I can think of is one that I feel dumb giving. Hold on.
Man, I'd say worst is the Tooth Fairy for me, and the best, in my opinion, is Walking Tall.
Say it again.
Worst for me is the Tooth Fairy, and best for me is Walking Tall.
Tooth Fairy.
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
Oh, don't watch it. It's terrible.
I got that. I got that based on what you said. But so, have you ever heard of The Mummy Returns?
Oh yeah, I love the Mummy franchise. Well, I like the first two.
Yeah, I'm not a. Yeah, I watched the third one. What's it called? The
Tomb of the Dragon Emperor.
Yeah, I am not a fan of that one. So, Mummy Returns, he is in it. He's in it for a little bit, but it's a terrible CG version of him. Like, it's completely digital. It's some of the worst effects I've ever seen in a movie, but I think the movie's good.
Yeah.
I'm trying to. There's got to be something I've seen with him in it that's better. If so, I am really uncultured. 310 to Yuma is awesome. I think it's my 7th favorite movie of all time.
Cranky Goat Entertainment. That's an interesting name. Eastwood's Unforgiven, top shelf.
Oh, Unforgiven's good. That movie actually won Best Picture.
First time you guys are seeing 1982, The Thing, you're in for a treat. This is my 5th or 6th time watching it now.
This is my 3rd time watching it.
I'm just going through all of John Carpenter's filmography here for a bunch of watch-alongs and stuff, so that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And Dakuna, Walking Tall, or The Rundown. Those would be his favorites. Or her. I shouldn't judge right away. If you haven't seen The Rundown, man, I think you'd like The Rundown.
What is it?
It's got Dwayne Johnson and Sean William Scott as the leads.
Action movie?
Action movie, yeah. They're like hunting for some type of treasure or something, if I remember right.
I know I always annoy the heck out of my grandma because there's a movie he's in called Skyscraper. It's essentially a complete ripoff of Die Hard. It has most of the same premises of that. Like one of the posters is an actual knockoff of Die Hard. It has like him and half of his face is like a building that is the main poster of Die Hard. And she is so annoyed every time I bring it up to her because she can't refute it because she knows that it is a Die Hard knockoff. So that's one of my favorite things to bring up to her. Oh, man. She doesn't like it when I bring up any of the Die Hard knockoffs that she likes, like Con Air, Air Force One, because she really likes all those. She's a big action movie fan, which surprises me. My mom is not a big fan of action movies. I mean, she likes some. She can, like, she watches Die Hard with my dad every year, but you need to get on to Die Hard, my man. It's almost December. It's almost that time of year.
I should give it a try because I've only seen Live Free or Die Hard, and I've only seen that once. That was, I couldn't even tell you when that was. That was a long time ago.
That's a dumb movie, but it's a fun movie at the same time. I mean, it's dumb in the third act is dumb. The other two it's basically a grounded movie. Then the third act it just completely takes off. Although it's not Christmas until you've seen terrorists be killed. Does
that also have Alan Rickman in it? He's the villain.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite role that he's ever been in. I love him as Snape, but there's a part of me that's because I have read the books of Harry Potter, so there's a little part of me in my brain that's like, he's not an accurate version of Snape. Snape's a scumbag. Because Alan Rickman, just the way that he portrays him, he is just so likable in such a weird way. Just the way that he talks and all that. It is. I rewatched most of them in theaters because they re-released, and he was just talking in such a oddly weird way, but in such an enduring way. And Snape is a complete scumbag, and even when he gets his redemption, it still doesn't make up for some of the stuff that he does. Like he relentlessly bullies Harry. He debatably bullies Neville even worse. So there's a lot of stuff that Snape does. So he's barely redeemed. So, but he is just so charismatic and diehard and just so fun. That's
Okay.
absolutely. He is one of the most. He's one of the most likable, hateable villains ever.
So good.
Yeah.
Die Hard is awesome.
See?
Yep, have to watch the original Die Hard around the holidays. Wow, okay, man. Wow, jeez.
I told
You
you.
guys don't have
The
to.
chat
You
agrees.
you guys don't have to bully me. I'll get to it. Jeez. Man, there's what? 5 of them? 6 of them?
There's 5.
5.
I pretend there's 4.
The last one, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I can't stand the last one. The last one is what is considered one of the worst action movies in existence. A Good Day to Die Hard. Ugh. I even asked my dad why he thought Die Hard with a Vengeance, which is considered the best sequel, why he says that's the worst one. And do you know what his answer was?
I have no idea.
He was like, because I never finished the 5th one.
Oh.
It was like so bad that he had to turn it off. It was just, man. I've seen that movie more times than I care to want to watch. I've seen it 3 times. At least I think I've seen him. I think I've seen him more than 3 times. I've seen him like 4, maybe 5. And I can't stand that thing. Each time is a personal event in my mind that stands out like one of the worst days ever. It took me several days to watch that thing.
Wow.
Like, as bad as Jai Courtney is in Terminator Genesis, part of me thinks that he did care because at least some scenes when I rewatch it, it's like he's at least trying. In this, I nearly broke my TV because I was wanting to strangle him so bad. He's just so unlikable, infuriating in the worst possible way. I don't think you can give up your hatred of Terminator Genesis, but trust me, he is way worse in Good Day to Die Hard. But I hate Jai Courtney as an actor.
He's not one of the best.
Ugh.
Cartoon that deserves a reboot: Freakazoid or Earthworm Jim?
Those are cartoons.
They are.
I did not know that.
Oh man.
Part of me
I'd say
would
Freakazoid.
Trying to think, what is a cartoon that deserves a remake? Maybe the
Kurt's
Flintstones.
Cowardly Dog.
The Flintstones, because I hear the movies are terrible. The remakes.
Yeah, they're not great.
The
first one's pretty good.
My brother loves them for some reason. Maybe he loves the first, I think.
Yeah, the first one's good. That's got a pretty good cast. It's got John Goodman as Fred. Rick Moranis as Barney.
That's got a really good cast.
Yeah. And Rosie O'Donnell is in it as well.
Oh. I don't see her in too much.
Yeah, you're not missing out on anything.
Doesn't she play the black-haired one, Betty?
Yeah, she plays Barney's wife.
Her like giggle that she has is shockingly good based on the show. The show, she sounds identical to the giggle that the original cartoon had. Like, it's honestly terrifying. because that actress is nothing like that. Her. I love the way that this movie makes it to where no one trusts each other. You don't know who to trust.
Man, the most terrifying thing about this movie for me is the actual isolation. Because even if you were able to escape the thing, where would you go?
That's one of the things that also terrified me. You're dead either way, which they say several times. You have no chance. That they're all gonna die. What exactly are they doing out here anyway? Again,
I don't remember. All I know is some type of a research. Is all I know.
I'm gonna have my face cam off for a little bit. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Hopefully you can. Yeah, you can still hear me. I'm guessing.
Yeah. God, even just seeing that noose in there, man, that's terrifying too.
The what?
That noose right there.
Oh. Also scary if you're in isolation like that, the way that he is alone. So, not it's scary for him because you have he doesn't know too much about the situation, so he's vulnerable to the thing. And then it's scary for them because we don't know if it's the real him or it is the thing. So it's it's like this is a lose-lose situation. Whoever thought to put him out there was very stupid.
Yes.
Like this situation probably got out of hand probably because of that. Because wasn't he one of the things?
Yeah, it's I think towards the like ending of the film, I think he's the final thing.
He's one of them.
Yeah. Dakuna, who do you think is the thing at the end of the movie? RJ or Childs?
Who's RJ again?
McCready there, Kurt Russell's character.
Oh, in that case, too, I think it's Childs because they drop hints that it's probably him. Like, I think there's a theory out there that the drink that Kurt Russell is holding is oil, and that was and so when Childs takes a drink and you see Kurt Russell like smile, it's like he knows that it's not Childs. So I think it is Childs because they drop hints like the way that Childs doesn't have breath coming out of him, like the frost breath. So it's got to be Childs for me. What about you?
I think I would have to agree because I think they're always pointing at McCready that he's the thing, but I mean at the same time though, it's
Kurt Russell.
you don't see Childs for like at least a good like 15 to 20 minutes towards the final act.
Yeah, that's another thing that set me off. It's like, where's he been, and why is it he's not? It's he has to be the thing. He's been gone for so long.
Yeah. We got Arthur Hall, Childs, of course, debunked.
Well,
Yeah,
there
the
goes that.
president gives it up. I know that's always the big. There's also another like little theory too, I guess, of like if you like look at their eyes, one of them shines weird. I guess.
I did not notice that, but I'll be sure to take a look at that at the ending.
Yeah. Yeah, we still got a good half hour left, so
I'm happy. I enjoyed the stream. They're turning on each other. That is not something you want to do in a situation like this. You want to stick together because then it's harder to. It's kind of hard to tell because if one of them is the thing, you don't want to stick together because then you're going to infect everyone. But if there's only one thing and it's not any of you, it's so smart to stay together. But again, I love how John Carpenter makes it to where you're so conflicted. Are they supposed to stay together? And one of them could be the thing, or like, what is it?
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's a tough one to decide.
It's like The Prestige for me, where I just every time I rewatch it, I continuously keep finding new things about it that like try and tip me off.
Yeah.
There's one thing that I do not like about this scene. You see the way that he's like chopping it with an axe?
Yeah.
He doesn't put his face into it. Give it a little Shining reference.
He shines.
The Shining was just released, man. Cash in on that.
Yeah.
If Stephen King watched this in the theater, he would have left. I still have no clue why King doesn't like it. It is so good.
It is, man. It's sad too when people think of The Shining, they think of the movie instead of the book.
Oh, is the book better?
I mean, they go into a lot more things. Like they go into more like why Jack lost his job, why he turned into an alcoholic and stuff.
Interesting. I'm guessing Thread is watching this with us because he's throwing in details like TNT because he has it. Interesting. I don't usually have people that watch it with me on streams like that. But keep in mind, I never had the time card.
And Dakuna, they made a game that took place after the events of the movie. Yeah, we did talk about that a little bit earlier.
Yep.
Not JPEG. Could Deep Rising be somehow connected to King Kong? I could not tell you because I have not heard of it.
I think I've heard of it, but I doubt it.
Oh,
the only
man,
thing the thing that always confuses me is if the thing infects them, does he get their memories too? Because it seems like it's almost impossible because they seem to remember a lot and they know a lot about the way that the people that the thing is that it's infecting. It knows a lot about the person that it's behaving. So do you know about that? Or have you noticed it?
I mean, I would assume so.
Oh, yep. Oh man, that is such a good practical effect.
Why tentacles? Why?
The thing that I hated about this is that the spider thing gave a little bit of a. It's become so popular that Chapter 2 it did the remake thing where it took inspiration from the spider. Remember the scene where what's his face? He commits suicide in the beginning. Stanley. Remember how his head turns into the spider in Chapter 2? Because it's a blatant homage to the thing, but I hate it because it's some of the worst CGI in that movie. And again, you're paying respect to a practical effects king. Why the CGI?
Andy Muschietti, man, that's all I can say.
Yeah, he did the Flash. Man, that CGI was terrible.
Yeah, that scene where he's running around catching the babies. Good
Oh,
lord.
oh, that scene is to this day some of the worst effects I've ever seen. It came out and the budget is like hundreds of millions of dollars. Why does it look so bad?
Dude, whoever he has as his CGI like company he works with, he needs to find somebody way better.
Fire them and do it offensively.
Especially if he's doing a Batman movie now. Yeah,
Oh no.
he needs a different
That's just what
company.
I need. A CGI version of Clayface. I want a practical version of him somehow.
Yeah, rush the guy with the flamethrower. That's a good idea.
Oh yeah. That's the spirit.
That's right, Thread. It's time for the blood test.
Oh yeah. That's another one where I want to see what my friend thinks of this scene because she seems to be fine with horror, but I want to see because this is one of the best jump scares simply because the blood test continuously screws up over and over to where you let your guard down. And then right when you let your guard down, John Carpenter takes advantage of that to where that thing goes like, rah! So that's an awesome, awesome scene. Thing I never liked about this movie is where that is where the one that tried to get Kurt Russell, he jumps in front of him, and so Kurt Russell shoots him. But then people are like, "Why did you shoot him? The dude tried to attack you. Why is it not justified just because he wasn't the thing?" I never understood that.
I don't know.
What does your wife feel about horror? She not a fan?
She likes some. It depends on what we watch. Like there's some movies she's just weirdly enough. A handful of years ago, I let her pick a movie for us to watch, and she picked the original Terrifier, and
Oh,
she liked it. I did
what?
not. I was like, what the hell is this?
So, she liked it.
She
She
did.
picked it.
Yeah, she's
That
somebody.
thing
She
is
just picks a random movie, and like that's how she picks her movies.
that is of all the movies to pick. Oh, Terrifier. Man, I
Yep.
am not a fan of that movie.
I want to give it a rewatch. It's been a handful of years since I've seen it, so
Maybe
I want to
watch
see if
three
it
and
might
then
change.
probably watch three, then one because the sequels do make it better. It's
Okay,
one of those movies where the sequels do it like add stuff.
good to know.
Although based on if you really do not like innocent kids being killed, if you can handle when if it's annoying kid, if you don't like it when the innocent ones go, maybe skip three. Three goes really hard with it.
Okay,
Here we go. This entire scene, I was holding my breath.
yeah,
It's not Windows. Have you ever noticed the way that their fate, even the people that know that they're innocent, the way that they're so apprehensive, almost like they don't know if somehow the thing is inside them and they don't know it, and how that's why they're so scared?
I guess
Because
I've
it
never
seems
noticed that.
apprehensive. Like they don't know they're gonna get in trouble because they could be the thing and they don't know it. That's why I wish they could give us more lore on the thing because we know so little about it.
I feel like if you read the book, they might.
There's a book. There's a
Yeah,
book.
that's how it started. Was as a novel.
What? How did I not
Yeah,
know this?
it's
What's it
called
called?
Who Goes There.
Ooh. Here we go. Ah!
Oh my gosh!
I still can't believe Siskel and Ebert called this a barf bag movie.
I just can't believe this got bad reviews when it came out.
Oh man. It's like that quote from Back to the Future where like Marty says, "You guys don't get it, but your kids will love it."
Yeah. Oh man.
This continues to be still so extreme. Especially this, because this is the most brutal scene in the entire movie. This actually did nearly sink John Carpenter's career. It was an awesome movie, but it got so bad reviews and it lost so much money that he had to, I think he made Christine just so that he could still make movies
Yeah, that's the only reason he made Christine was so he could get a paycheck.
because he was losing a lot.
Yeah, I'm surprised John Carpenter made as many movies as he has. There's always a lot of studio interference, and people are just don't like the movies he does.
Have you seen the horror movie with Amber Heard that he did?
No, that's another one I haven't seen yet.
But you're doing that one too, aren't you?
That's the last one.
Way to end on a high note, I might add.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I heard she's in it. I was like, I was just
I
more
am not.
surprised he did a movie in 2011.
I am not a fan of her. Neither as a person or an actress.
Wow. Come on, man. Her dog stepped on a bee. I wouldn't be holding that shit in my hand. I'd have it on the table.
I love wait. This is my favorite quote of the movie. Wait for it. This. I love the way that he is completely ignoring the fact that they were justified in their just apprehension, and he's just so angry about the fact that he's stuck to that couch. He's partially justified considering he was just sitting right next to the thing that that literally just ate a guy's face. Ugh.
Yeah. Oh, man. The Thing Funko Pops are pretty cool. I have seen them. I really want them.
I'm not a Funko Pop collector, but I need to get some.
Yes.
I'm a Lego guy, especially Star
Jeffrey.
Wars.
Yeah. Jeffrey McKinnery. Officer safety is corporate protocol, precedence, access, entitlement. Ding. WVUER 21. Never seen this before. Buckle up and enjoy. This is the 5th or 6th time I've watched this.
Third.
Jeff, get rid of all the GMO corn syrups, subsidy vehicles, and
I have no clue what he is saying.
okay, me neither. Glad I'm not the only one.
It's like, what?
Could a Fright Night 3 work without Roddy McDowell?
I have not seen Fright Night. I want to, but based on what people say, I doubt it.
I would think so. I mean, I haven't seen the second one. I really love the first one. I'd love to see the remakes because I heard the first remake is actually pretty good. But I would think it could.
Thing that I don't understand is, you know how they're searching for him to give him that test, that guy.
Say that again. Sorry.
Oh wait. Aren't they trying to find him to get the blood test or just to kill him because they know it's him?
I think they wanted to test his blood too.
Because I remember Kurt Russell saying that the only thing that makes me wonder is, like, if he's in the winter right next to a spaceship out there, I'm pretty sure he's the Thing. What kind of human is going to be down there alone by himself? Just get the blood test over with. Done.
In your guys' opinion, what do you think of the Scream series? I love Ghostface. He looks awesome. I love the Scream franchise.
Oh, I love Scream. I thought you were talking about the TV show, which is why I was like, what? You think the Ghostface looks awesome because did you know they did a TV show?
I did. I actually liked the first 2 seasons. The 3rd season I actually thought was the weakest.
I saw what Ghostface looked like, and I'm like, that looks terrible.
When you watch it and you learn about the story, it makes a lot more sense why it looks like that.
Oh. I think I love most of the movies, and there are, of course, the original is one of my favorite horror movies. Really like 2, like 3, like 4, and I love 5, and 6 is really good. 6, although had quite a few problems, especially in like the last act, it just kind of starts falling apart.
Yeah, those are the worst ghost faces in the franchise, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, those ghost faces were really bad. I still am not happy about how they screwed over what's her face? She's the main actress in the 5th and 6th.
Sam?
Yeah. I cannot believe that she got fired because if you based on what I looked on how she got banned, and based on what it was apparently I think it was the war between Iraq and something. There was some sort of war, and she was essentially calling for like a ceasefire to talk about this more often. And I think she got controversy for no reason, and then the studio was like, they were forced to ban her from stream.
Oh, that was whatever was going on with Ukraine. That was that whole thing.
Yeah, it was that. I did not at all understand why she got in trouble for that. And then as soon as that happened, Jenna Ortega's out.
Yeah,
and there's
she
no.
says what, Wednesday? Because of the schedule for Wednesday?
She used the excuse of Wednesday, but based on how it was right after the actress that played Sam left, I think it was more personal reasons, but she had a Wednesday coming up, so she kind of had an excuse. Although I will say she was smart to use that as an excuse. I will still watch Scream, especially since they are saying Sydney's coming back.
Yeah. See, I didn't really like the character of Sam, but what they did with Melissa Barrera, yeah,
Oh,
she had
that's her
no
name.
reason to get fired at
No, she
all.
didn't.
She just
I'm not
she
the
just
biggest
spoke
fan
her
of
mind.
Sam either, so I do not think what they did to Melissa Barrera was right. But Scream is just a fun franchise overall.
Favorite scenes and quotes from Monster Squad. Never seen it, unfortunately.
Never seen it. Never heard of it either. I've got a question for you. Remember
What's
how
up?
earlier we were talking about the Predator franchise?
Yes.
What do you think you would enjoy? What do you think you would want to see more? A Predator movie set during the Western, like we're getting with Badlands, or a Predator movie in the samurai time?
Well, I mean, I'd be more interested in like the samurai era, just because it'd be cool to see
Like
like good
samurai and ninjas,
fights.
kind of. Yeah, because that's one of the best things. Because Predators are so good at combat, you put them up against things like samurai and ninjas that are known for their combat skills. That would be so cool.
Yeah, and I mean, I like what they did with Prey. It's still
Oh yeah,
personally my favorite of all the Predator movies because I like how just basic and grounded that the Predator is. He doesn't have like all the fancy weapons and stuff. He's just more the
I
staff
love
and the
that for them.
spear.
I think that's awesome.
So
He is a lot. He's definitely the one of the ones I don't want to be with most ugh, because he makes his victims hurt. Not to say that the others don't, but they use a lot more, just like guns and weapons and stuff. He can't use that. The most he does is use like those like missile type arrows.
oh yes, yes.
Although that's one of my problems because that's how he gets killed, and it's a really stupid way of getting him killed because he wasn't smart enough to realize that he did that and it almost got him killed. He does it again, it does get him killed. He wasn't thinking. It's
No,
like you're
no.
gonna be portrayed as a thing that has human-like intelligence and is really smart, but you're gonna go out like that. You're sending a very mixed message.
I would even agree to what Dakuna says. I'd like to see the Predator win for once and not lose. I mean, that to
That
me,
would
that
be cool.
same thing too with like the Xenomorphs. Like, I'd love to see a movie where the Xenomorphs ultimately win, and you have like a dark, bleak ending, and actually make these guys scary.
In a way, they kind of do win. Not really. There's a scene in the first AVP where actually no, now that I'm thinking about it, they don't technically win because the predators like they do that thing where they blow themselves up just to make sure that the xenomorphs don't win. So the xenomorphs never win usually.
Mm-hmm.
Although I think that's because they're usually not more skilled than the predators are, which is intentional kind of because they're
I mean,
just creatures. They're
yeah, I like the Xenomorphs more than the Predators.
interesting design wise or just as just movie character type things.
Probably both.
I just like the Predator franchise more, and Alien, they have not been kind to Xenomorphs at certain moments. I loved Covenant when I first saw it, and I still love it when I rewatched it. But when I rewatched it, VFX and the CGI that they use on the xenomorph, I did not like at all. It was like, this is so obviously computer generated. And the other ones, it was complete practical effects.
True.
Prometheus wasn't great with their effects, but they were better.
Oh, such a beautiful movie to watch.
But Covenant and Prometheus are beautiful. Just all those shots because Ridley Scott, mastermind.
Yeah. Yes.
Killer
Not
Spider
JPEG.
movies. Killer Spider
Spider-
movies I can watch more than 3 times.
Eight-legged freaks.
I don't know. I don't see many Killer Spider movies. Does a xenomorph count as a spider? It's got more than one leg. It's got 4. Okay, no. I was gonna kind of cheat and say that it's spider-like. Okay, you know what? I have to cheat and say that there's a scene in this where the thing turns into a spider-like creature, so I'm gonna say this and cheat. It's playing dirty, but hey, sometimes you gotta play dirty to win.
Right? Oh man, watch Eight-Legged Freaks, man. That movie's just such dumb fun. Oh, I love it.
I can like dumb fun. Commando is one of my all-time favorite Arnold movies. It's one of my dad's favorite too.
Oh, okay.
It's one of the few not one of the few. I know he likes the Terminator movies. I don't think he loves them, but he really enjoys like Commando and Predator. That's like his type of Arnold. Just like all the pun, like he's not as high into like when Arnold's going serious with Terminator and all that. He likes it when Arnold's being Arnold, like Total Recall, Commando, Predator, complete one-liners, all that, muscles, everything. That's Arnold.
Lancer 737. All I can say is at least the thing isn't it. Clowns are scarier than entities that violently convert people into another thing. Wait, I take that back.
Yeah, I agree. I would much rather deal with Pennywise because at least It Chapter 2 made it canonical that you can kill Pennywise by just insulting him. I cannot just roast the thing into non-existence. And I hate that you can roast Pennywise to death. That was such a stupid move.
Yeah.
Why?
Colonial Marines do sometimes refer to xenomorphs as hell spiders in the comics. Well, there you go.
See? I'm wrong. I'm not wrong.
Snakes on a plane or on a train? On a train. You can get off the train.
Ooh, that's I mean, with a train, it's harder to get off because I once jumped off of them like a wagon type thing because I did and that did hurt quite a bit. So that was an intentional jump. But so if I'm on a train, it's going at a very fast pace, so it's harder to get off. So because we're assuming that's not going to stop. If we're on a plane, I'll just grab a parachute, take my chances, and
hope for the best.
Yeah. I'm actually weird, but I've actually held snakes before. When I was 8, I was obsessed with them. So there's like these people that trained them. And so I could hold several ones. It was mostly pythons. So have you ever heard of the Burmese python?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like in the first Harry Potter movie, I believe that was the snake that Harry talked to. And it was a albino one. So it was like completely yellow and white. So it looked really cool. But it took my other 2 brothers and my 2 cousins to help hold it because it was so long.
Oh, what the hell? Okay, that's what it is. So there's a gleam of light in McCready's eyes, and Child's is just black.
But yeah, well, I mean, if I just saw him flicker the lights up, and you do see the white. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
But I believe McCready's is blinking a lot more. McCready, you can see the white the entire time, but it seems like Child's is just I can barely see it. Now this is where it is because McCready is like intentionally going to give it to him. So I think this is the test. And like the way the score is like done, like almost like it's creating tension just for that. And he starts smiling.
Guess my favorite DC movie.
The Dark Knight Rises. I'm gonna go out on a limb. I don't know.
I'm gonna say The Suicide Squad.
You please tell me you're talking about the version for 2021.
Yes, that's The Suicide Squad.
Oh yeah, I always forget. I always hate the fact that they separated by Suicide Squad and The Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Ugh. Shazam, interesting. Shazam is one of my favorites. My brother wasn't old enough to watch it, so I had to watch it with him because he wanted to watch it. He ended up watching that movie like 3 or 4 times in that week alone. He's obsessed with that thing.
Really?
Yeah. There's so many better comic book movies, though. I gotta say, not bad. I have always enjoyed that movie, though. What was it? What'd you think of it?
Love it. Still fantastic. Still some of the best visual effects you'll ever see in a horror movie.
Oh, 100%.
Great cast. Great story.
Oh, yeah.
Even though you don't really get a whole lot of the score is still good and really ominous.
It feels like the characters are like the tone based on their mood for me. But whenever the score does kick in, it does really leave an emotional just weight on you. Just it makes you feel like, since it doesn't play as often, the score, when it does happen, something's up.
Yep.
That's why I always think that was a test, because that's when the score starts playing. But again, still love that movie. That is still my favorite horror movie. Oh man, as much as I love Jaws, this movie is just so good.
Yes.
That's another thing. That person that I told you about that I gave it to, her favorite movie is Jaws.
Oh, okay.
Or The Mummy. It's one of them. I still think you need to give the Jaws a rewatch.
I do. I know. I think 2 or 3 of them
just like
are on Netflix right now.
Wait, it's what?
I think 2 or 3 of them are on.
The first 3 are. I watched 2 and 3 knowing that they were on Netflix.
Okay.
I
need to. I've been that way a lot lately. I want to rewatch some movies because there's a lot that I've hated, and I come back and rewatch. I'm like, oh, okay, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was.
Do you think you'll review it if you end up liking it more?
Probably on Letterboxd. I probably won't do like an actual review here on the channel.
I mean, that's what I meant. But
yeah.
Okay. So do you think you were in a bad mood and that's why you didn't like it, or just wrong time?
Well, I still think I watched it too late in life, but I think now that I've watched it before, I think I can appreciate it a lot more. So I think I was like expecting so much more, and it just didn't meet my expectations.
If maybe just watch 2, 3, and 4 back to back, then go to the first one. Oh man, those sequels are bad. Like, you want to talk about bad sequels or worst horror franchise, or just worst franchises? Jaws and The Crow are just such terrible movie franchises.
Jeez. So a couple more questions we'll answer here before we take off. So horror movie final girls you would want to play spin the bottle with.
That's an interesting question. Who's going first?
I'll let you go first.
Just any horror movie, really, I would be fine with, to be honest. Maybe Jamie Lee Curtis and Heather, but no, and the chick from A Nightmare on Elm Street one. What's her name? What's her face?
It's Heather
Langenkamp. Is that her name?
Yeah.
Yeah, then yeah, her. Those are the only 2 I really need. What about you? It's harder for me because then it would be really creepy because of how old they are compared to me. So that's not a question that a 15-year-old would want to answer. So I'll probably just say I/A.
fair enough. By the way, honey, if you're watching, sorry, love you to death. But Sydney Prescott, easily,
So many
probably my
girls.
favorite final girl. And
Oh,
oh boy, I think that'd be it. I think it would just be Sydney Prescott.
I would want to see your wife just post in the comment section saying, "I heard that so bad." That would be the best part of this stream by far.
Well, I'm glad I'm downstairs where it's a little more safe, and the door is locked, so we are safe for now.
Never underestimate a woman; they can unlock doors.
Yeah. Then Sleepaway Camp with Felissa Rose or Pamela Springsteen. I've only seen the original, so I'd have to go with Felissa Rose.
I have no clue. I haven't seen either. I hear I'm not.
You will be in for a treat when you watch the original.
Sleepaway Camp?
Yes, it is.
Sorry, I got
best. It's the best, worst horror movie you are ever going to watch in your life.
That's what I hear. I hear it's one of those just movies that's so unbelievably terrible. It's hilarious and just so much fun.
It is.
But dude, I did have the ending spoiled, so
it's no pun intended with the actual name of the series, but it's so campy. So campy.
That's why they need a Sleepaway Camp.
Yes. And then for the final question, we have to guess Frankie's favorite Steven Spielberg movie. I'm going to say Ready Player One.
Ooh, interesting one. I would say he said that he was a big fan of Indiana Jones The Last Crusade at the beginning of the video, so I'm going to guess that. Either one of those choices I can't really argue with. Well, I take that back. And Spielberg's got Jaws, Jurassic Park, both the first two Indiana Joneses, E.T. under his belt. Like, if Ready Player One is your favorite, we got a problem. Because how is Ready Player One better than every single one of those? It's good. Don't get me wrong. Ready Player One's good. But that's like I just named like several different classics. Oh, wait. Catch Me If You Can.
That's a good one, too.
I feel like I'm forgetting several.
Close Encounters of the Third Mind is one.
Kind.
Oh,
what's the worst horror movie? I'll say it again, Mousetrap. Although Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey was a strong contender. I still can't get over the bastardization of Winnie the Pooh and Piglet. Just you take characters like that have been beloved for so long and you turn them into killers. And if you're going to turn them into killers, do it well. Do not give them a face that looks like... I showed it to one of my friends, and she literally said, that looks like Shrek. It's like, it looks nothing like Winnie the Pooh. And I still have no idea why Piglet had, like, tusks in that. He looked like a hybrid between a pig and a walrus.
Ugh. Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. I want to see it just to say I've watched it, but
I cannot think of what's given me more PTSD based on that. Winnie the Pooh based on how much I've had roasting of it, or Rise of Skywalker from when I first saw it. Both I still have nightmares about, but probably Rise of Skywalker because that is the pinnacle of disappointment for me. I was so excited to watch that movie. At the time, keep this in mind, at the time I loved Last Jedi. I don't anymore. I don't. But I remember being so excited, and then as soon as that movie ended, I was like, what did they do to Star Wars? Why? That was probably the first movie in my life that was like an example of a movie that even young, I hated. That was a rough year for some disappointment. I had that, and then I had the Lego Movie 2, which I am a big fan of the first, and the second I was like, what? What is this? Yeah.
I will always say, man, I understand why people don't like The Rise of Skywalker. I totally get it.
I don't understand why people have issues with Force Awakens. That's still one of my favorite movies. Yeah. I get the criticism of Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker because I'm part of that fan base that agrees that those are terrible. But Force Awakens is a banger. Force Awakens is just so much fun. I love Han.
Yes.
He's one of the best parts of that movie.
Easily.
Yeah.
And Lancer, for me, I've said it numerous times, and I'm going to continue to say, man, Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers.
Do you not even like Loomis in that?
Oh, no. Loomis is like a crackpot in that movie.
What would you rather have, Crackpot Loomis or the one that people say is unlikable as heck in Rob Zombie's Halloween 2?
Just because it's Donald Pleasance, I would still take this Loomis from that movie. Like he does still have a few really good lines still, but he's a psycho in this movie.
Wasn't that the movie where he said like hell spat him out, or hell didn't want him, so we have him?
I prayed one day he would burn in hell, but I knew in my heart that hell would not have him.
Oh, so he says that?
Yep.
In that movie?
Yep.
That's a really good line, I'll say that. So it can't be nearly as bad as but yeah. I still need to get on to more of the Halloween franchise. I've seen the first two, and I've seen the David Gordon Green trilogy.
Okay. There are some good ones.
There's some bad ones.
There are some bad ones. I won't disagree. As a diehard Halloween fan, there are quite a few that are not very good.
The only one I could say I really don't like is Ends, but other than that, I enjoy most of the other ones I've seen. They range from like kills where it's good all the way to just like phenomenal with the classic that is the original. But Ends I do not enjoy at all. And I can understand you like the more weird approach where it's so much more different, but just that was not for me. The second you beat up Michael Myers with a guy that was beat up by a band nurse and have him, it was one thing, but the way that he says, "You're not so tough," that was a slap in the face. Michael Myers is tough. He eye gouged a guy when he's in his like mid 70s. He is tough. Ugh.
Just like the story is my thing. Like the story in there is really good. Honestly, if you just cut Michael Myers out of the movie, if this would have been a fourth movie in a quadrilogy, oh, dude, this would have been probably easily top 3 for me.
I think that as a closing chapter to this, it is unbelievable. It had no reason to be the third chapter, to where the last 15 minutes is that other story, to where everything before the first 15 minutes is nothing to do with Halloween, and then it's like, oh yeah, we're supposed to be closing a trilogy. Hold on, cut this movie. We need to now have the Jamie Lee Curtis and Michael fight. So then they do that. But if they had done the Halloween trilogy ending and then they had like a prologue and see how it's affected some people, that could have been a great idea. But that is not what you do for a third movie in a trilogy. That is a terrible idea.
Even though I like each film individually, I think they could have just threw them all together and made one really, really good final Halloween movie, just a one and done.
I think 2 would have been I think 2 might have been good, like combined kills and ends, because I think 2018 flows really well, like the way that it circles back in on the knife, then kills, opens up, and then that's like our ending to it. You either cut it off and then the audience thinks for itself what happens, or we get another movie and we combine kills and ends. Because Kills has basically no plot itself, so it's not like it's much of a stretch that you combine kills and ends. It's just a bunch of kill scenes, so hence the title.
They are great.
Yeah. That is definitely one where Mikey gets quite a bit of spotlight when he wants to do his thing.
Yeah, you got that right. So, all right, you guys, that is going to do it here for the Thing Watch Along. I want to thank Ledger again for popping by. If you guys are confused why I'm saying that here on his channel, well, he popped by and decided to stream on his channel. So, Ledger, what do you got coming out here for your channel?
Okay, I'm glad you asked. So as I am a big avid fan of the Clone Wars, I was planning on doing a tier list of every single clone trooper that is like mainline, of like ones that are famous. So you should be expecting that on the channel. Gladiator 2 review should be coming within the next week, as well as maybe one for Wicked. Not quite sure, but Gladiator 2 is for certain, as well as I'm going to try and do a rush of a couple different 2024 movies I forgot to review, like Borderlands and Long Legs. So expect all that coming.
And where can everybody find you on the interwebs?
Okay, if you just go on YouTube and search Ledger Forever, then you will either see a video saying Heath Ledger Forever Young, or you will see my channel, or you'll see both, which I keep seeing. Luckily, I was smart enough to pick a name that very few people have, if no one.
That's a very, very creative name.
Yep, love Heath Ledger so much.
So, yeah, guys, that is going to do it here for the thing. Make sure you guys head back on Friday, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time again, as I'm going to have Nick Cooling from the Movie Ranker, as we are going to be watching 1983's Christine. Cannot wait to get back into that. Haven't seen it in about 3 years, so I'm looking forward to watching it again. So
go figure. He would be for that one. He seemed like a kind of guy that would like that.
Oh, dude, yeah, man, when you get to that movie, it's.
I'll let you know what I think.
Yes, please do. So, all right, you guys. With that being said, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next one.